What's going on, guys? My name is Dimitri and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about notifications and why you should get rid of them. In this video, you're going to find out different ways to remove notifications, make them be put in places where you can't find them, and overall improve your productivity by getting rid of these very pesky and bad things. Before I get into this video, make sure to click the like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that you can stay up to date with all of my latest videos. So why should we get rid of notifications? If you are somebody who gets distracted easily, then you will not feel bad when I tell you this statistic. It has been found that when there is a shift in what you're doing, if you're distracted from what you're doing, it will take you 15 to 30 minutes on average to refocus entirely into what you were doing before. So this obviously, throughout a day takes away a significant amount of focus. With these kind of statistics in mind, I think it's important to figure out what distractions are we having, what are causing these distractions, and I believe firmly that notifications have a big part to play in this distracted sort of world that we're living in. So the first question after you know these sort of things is, what notifications are essential? And this matters on the person. I think there's a lot of intentionality here that you have to go about with, or you will find yourself just sort of assuming that they're all essential, which is not a good thing in my opinion. So it matters on the person, but for me, these are the only notifications I have. Being very specific here, I have phone calls, I have texts, so like on my iPhone, iMessage, and then I have YouTube. But YouTube is not any notifications outside of specific notifications for YouTubers that I'm subscribed to. And I'm only subscribed to YouTubers that I have the bell on for, just like you should have for me. Hit that subscribe button and notification bell. But no, in all seriousness, if you have that level of intentionality, then you know, okay, so the only content that he's getting like thrown in his face is specifically stuff that I want to see. I only get the texts. I don't have anything else. Like I've turned off even GroupMe from, which was like my old college group chat for the track team. And I don't have anything else. I mean, the phone calls obviously come through and that's important. But having any other notification, that'd just be a distraction. I think the important thing here is just being intentional overall. So don't get rid of all of your notifications. Like I had a list, you'll have a list, but it's important on trying to find the balance between the any benefit approach that people take or the sort of extremely minimal route that I'm going. And the any benefit approach, for those of you who aren't familiar, is a concept that's been talked about by Cal Newport many a time. And it essentially shows how, when we have any benefit given to us by an application, whether it's like Instagram or Facebook or any new application, we immediately go and jump for the download and we don't think about how, is that extra benefit worth it? Do we need that any benefit? And going about it and always downloading or always having the notification on is not always the answer, because that little bit of benefit may be outweighed by a lot more negatives, which, could include the distraction and that refocusing of 15 to 30 minutes all the time. If you have something that you need to stay up on, I am okay with you having it. If you have only extremely intentional emails going in, or if you only have a specific type of, messages on WhatsApp from friends versus iMessage, you're good. Like, I'm not gonna blame you for that. I'm not gonna be like, oh, how dare you. If you have that for anything that makes sense, go about it and, keep the notification on. All right, so if you really want to figure out how to, do this sort of thing and make it happen, I'm gonna show you how to get rid of these notifications for yourself on my phone. So as you can see on my page here, I have Notion, get the script. I have, I'm gonna go run with my buddy Noah and AJ a little bit, and I gotta finish this recording so I can go get ready to run. And we have my iMessage here, and I said I have notifications on, but notice this shortcut, which is a nice and insanely neat trick that I found. Obviously, you can go into settings, and I'll show you really quick. You can just go to notifications. For whatever app you want, you can go and turn them off. And for all of these, pretty much I have them off. I think I may have missed one or two. Maybe WhatsApp is on. I'm trying to think. Obviously, FaceTime. I don't really see some of these aren't off, but like I never get them because I don't have notifications on for Google Calendar for anything. I don't get a notification because in Google Calendar, I don't have a notification for anything. So it's kind of redundant to do this, but it's just an example. I need, like I said, I was going to turn off GroupMe. Anything like this, you know, you can just turn off. Later, I actually did keep on so that when a social media post comes up and I post it, I do want to make sure that happens. I have an alarm that goes off, and then a minute later, the later post should go. And I think that's fair, rather than me going and looking. I guess Facebook Messenger, that I have some friends on there that message me only through that. So those sort of things. Yeah, I mean, for a while though, I did have Facebook Messenger notifications off, and then I found it was kind of rude just leaving people not read for a while. So that's basically how you turn things off. I don't really blame anybody for having a bunch of them on. I just don't have them on for much because I find that it's not good. So that is how you go into there. But the neat tricks that I'm going to show you, I would say are, you know, different than just telling you, oh, get rid of your notifications. Notice how my shortcuts are this way? I think it's actually immeasurably good to have shortcuts, just for the fact that your notifications aren't in your face. Like, I don't think I have any text at the moment, so it's a bad example. But for Teams, you know, it's like I have like no notifications showing. I don't have any like of the red bubble for message. I don't have any of the red bubble for Microsoft To Do. I have it turned off. But then if you go to the second page, which is my next tip. So first we're talking about how, you know, having the notifications be hidden by the shortcut. The second one is have a second page for things like email. It's those things where, you know, you have a subliminal sort of, okay, I have a notification, let me click the red thing, or you become desensitized to them, which I don't think is good. Like, I've seen people with like 50 texts and they don't respond. I'm like, yeah, just open it, don't respond. Or just have this shortcut, less mental clutter. But as I go into my Gmail here, I have a notification, technically, in Gmail. I have something that's unread, but nothing's showing because I have a shortcut and I wouldn't have the notifications on regardless, but it's a double layered there. And the nice thing is I never am enticed really to go and be like, ooh, how many emails do I have? Who wants to go in and check if they have nothing showing in their face, honestly, in the phone regard. Now, I understand maybe on the computer, that's kind of where my mind works, but regardless, that's what we got here. If you have it on the second page, it's a nice tip, in my opinion, to do that. If you had it on the first page, it's fine. Just make sure the shortcuts are there so that you don't get drawn into the messages. Only get drawn in when it's intentional and like someone's close to you and they text you, you know, that's fine. You respond to them. It makes you respond to them a little more efficiently, in my opinion, too. All right, with two phone screen recordings out of the way after that failed close, I am excited to say that this was a video that I had been wanting to make for a while and that I accomplished it. It always feels good to get a topic out after it's been on the mind for a while. So with that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any other pieces of advice you want to hear, or if you have any other softwares you want me to talk about, or any other concepts, please make sure to leave that in the comment section down below. And with that being said, I will see you guys in the next one.